why they can't come up with the goods for the Gambia. Because this is one game that's going to tell a lot, because it's good for them, it's good for the country, and it's good for our well-being as a footballing nation. Because I think it's the players who would first benefit, because their profile and their standing would rise enormously. The country's standing equally would just be something else, and of course globally recognition would come our way. So we can't just wait for this match to start, knowing fully well what's at stake. I am sincerely of the belief that as eternal as ever, I'm optimistic, and I hope and pray that this game would come our way, because so much went, so much water went under the bridge, coming thus this far, thinking that the match wasn't going to take place, with all the shenanigans that we saw from the Cameroonians, rather Gabonese. We think that this match should just be ours for the taking, and if the gods are right and fair with us, there is nothing. We should not expect good out of this game, Modu.
Well, the two teams are out, and that's the pre-match formalities. The Scorpions in their traditional red, white, blue, white, green colors, and the Gabonese in their chain all white strip. And you can hear the CAF anthem in the background. Very soon we will have the national anthems of the two countries. That will be followed by the pre-match formalities and, of course, the game itself.
Those of the players are ought to respect the social distancing between the spaces 1 meter apart at least. Likewise, the players. Now we observe the national anthem of the Republic of Gabon.
Yes. The national anthem for Gabon.
Of the Republic of the Gambia. And the Panthers for Gabon. Gabon has in their ranks Anthony Messi.
That was the national anthem for the two countries. Now the handshake. Gabon led by Arsenal's striker and captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang up against a Gambian side with Bologna's Moussa Barrow.
Yes, it's going to be an interesting matchup, even though I don't think there will be, it's going to be very important to compare the two. I think there's no iron team. One of the strongest suits for Aubameyang is that he's a team player. We see how he sacrifices for Arsenal, puts in the work on the left side of the midfield, makes the runs and gets the goals. So we expect the same from our stars, the Moussa Barros, the Germanos, the Steves, to take their chances, be bold, take one-on-one situations, and shoot at the goal. We see what happens.
Absolutely. We have Modou Job in goal for the Gambia. Pamodu Jan, the captain. Omar Koli, Buba Sane, Timba, Noah Sonko Sandbag, Mohamed Mbai, Abdoulaye Diallo, Jamano, Abdoulaye Sanyang, Bambalai, the two Abdoulais in midfield. We have Moussa Barrow of Bologna, Modou Barrow, and Boubacar Steve Traoré. Sexibi, Boubacar Gay, Robin Jata, Adama Jame, Boubacar Job, Bonsane, Njin Fainjai, Seninjai, and Khalifa Mane on the substitute bench. And for Gabon, you have Mfa in goal, you have Ekwele Manga, you have Obian Johan, you have Nguema, Palon, Ibrahim Dong, that is Didier Ibrahim Dong, Kanga Kaku, Biogo Poko, Andre, and then you have Bupendanza. I know Musa is going to help me with some of these names. And you have Dennis Bouanga and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as the captain for the Gabonese.
Thank you. Slight affirmation, because we also have to understand that this is a contest, and a contest in which it's as equal as you would want it, even though the Gabonese would claim to be at least gaining the upper hand even before the commencement of the return leg. But that's this game for us. The changes that the coach did ring out means a lot for this game, because we've just been more our experience with the coach has always been he is not something who is very adventurous, and he contents himself with the minimum of outcomes in games, in trying to contain what he has to do in terms of results. Because most people were of the view that his approach in Gabon was just to contain the opponents, and here we are, kickoff gone, and we're just waiting to see what the signals are going to spring up. But a long ball has been sent into the Gambian half, headed away by Buba Sane, again Omar Koli, but Moussa Barrow there in control. Gambia to benefit from a free kick which Omar Koli, vice captain, is going to take, and he's been a speculation of a potential move to Fulham, and Newcastle also came on the scene, but here he is right now, still an Italian player and a Serie A player, and here donning the Gambian colours here this afternoon in this very decisive qualifier. Sends a long one, but nothing much could be said of that. But Nda picks it up. The Gabonese trying to build this one. A long one is sent in. Omar Koli is there. He heads it to touch for a throw in to Gabon. He's in at number 5 tonight. And Aubameyang, who is spearheading the Gabonese attack, is very much an active soul. And hopefully he will be contained by the magnificent Omar Koli, Mohamed Mbai, and of course Buba Sane, who had a blip that he wouldn't want to return or repeat tonight. Early minutes, and ball there, throw in, comes in, ball sent in through, but Modou Job Toldo picks that one up.
Yes, Toldo cleans up for the first time. He's now active in the game. Like you were saying, Musa, it's quite important that Gambia play their game. And as you said, it seems like Thompson Feet, along with every Gambian, realizes the magnitude of getting a win today. That would put us in good stead with 2 games left to, as you rightly mentioned earlier, position of qualifying for the first AFCON ever in the history of the Gambia. So the formation itself tells you that they are going for a W, and I hope that everything pans out as it was planned on the chalkboard.
It has to be, because we can't, I mean, we've been waiting for this for far too long, and tonight is a night when, you know, everything seems to, I mean, from the onset, I mean, with what happened at the airport leading to this game this afternoon, I mean, it was something all we unexpected. I mean, we never expected, but this is football. It has to go on, and that's why we are reporting on this game as we speak, Modu.
Yeah, absolutely. For now, we have to concentrate, and that's the first attack for the Gambia.
Sabal keeps sitting. Who comes in here? Jamano.
Senijai.
Oh.
It's a corner.
It's a corner.
The referee has none of it.
Ablai Sanyang, judged to have been foul on the edge of the box out there. He's still on the ground. Very early though. He's grimacing in some pain. Medics who definitely needs to come in and look at him. Gambia's Ablai Sanyang still on the ground. The Gambia to benefit from the very first corner of this game. Jamano to take it. Omar Koli, Mohamed Bai, Musa Barrow, a short one comes in. What were you thinking of doing? Easily given away to the opponents. Musa Barrow calling for it. Here he comes in a long one. Could he connect Steve? Traore controls. Steve, one-on-one. Steve is 10. It's Musa Barrow. Oh! Oh! An opportunity, very first one went begging the Gambia's way. Musa Barrow was the one out there who sent in a long one, chested by Mohamed Bai, who couldn't just keep it in touch. But the Gabonese here, they come in 20, sends a long one at the opposite end. Who is there? Number 7, he couldn't connect. Ball still rolling in, he manages to keep it in. Would he send it back? Comes in with Nda. Could he stop? 17 for Gabon comes in. That eluded him. The ball spread 2-6 for Gabon. Here they come again. Back to their 5. In their own half, who rolls it to his number 3. Back to 5 again. Gabon still in their own half, playing cautiously. A long ball comes in, but it has rolled to touch for a goal kick to the Gambia. Modi Job, Toldo, Omar Koli. A long ball comes in Modu Barrow's direction, but he couldn't keep it in, and it's a throw into Gabon. Throw into Gabon. Throw things taken, handball on Aubameyang. Well spotted referee. Mohamed Bai takes it for the Gambia. Omar Kori rolls it into Modu Jan's direction. Modu Dal, because I'm sitting with another Modu Jan of different role in the game of football, but it's all football. Here comes Noha. Noha sends a long one, but here comes the Gabonese. Noha returns that one. Modu Barrow running after it. But here comes the Gabonese. Modu Barrow really trying to keep this one. But here they come, a long one. Noha blocks it in. Noha from Sonsval, with an all-Svenska experience. But the Gabonese are judged to have really bundled Gambia's 8, resulting in a free kick to the Gambia. Modu.
The Gabonese defending, they've been on the back foot for a while now in this game. The ball headed straight back into the Gabonese half. And Modu Barrow trying to do his tricks. The ball rolls straight into the hands of goalkeeper Mfa.
As we've mentioned earlier, they've chosen the physical battle, as you can see. They are going in with full force in all the tackles, and Gambia have to match them in this kind of game before the things settle. It's interesting how Abdoulaye Sanyang Bambalai has approached the game like we were talking about. He's taking on the defenders every time he's got the ball, and we're getting something. Steve is also very mobile, so is Musa Barrow. I think it's contagious. When you play with all these players that are skillful, it's just contagious that you're willing to do all the tricks. So it looks good for Gambia so far.
Quick ball there. Cross into the box, but the Gabonese defense very well. They are still unable to come out of their own half.
And Gabon are not even attempting to keep the ball. They're just trying to hit us on the counter-attack. Every time they've had the ball for the first 5 minutes, all they've looked for is to isolate Aubameyang with one of our defenders, obviously for pace. But it hasn't worked yet because they have been well positioned. We hope that they maintain their discipline as the game goes on.
I hope they don't want to rely on the pace of Aubameyang to hit us on the break.
Clearly, you can see it with their first 4 or 5 possessions. They've looked to play him deep. I'm thinking that because we're playing a high line, there's some space behind, but that requires discipline because if the offside trap is beaten, there's no way back for us. As you see again, they're just playing these strong balls to him. Fams.
Gambia picks the ball in midfield. Abdoulaye Jallo Jamano. Abdoulaye Sanyang Bambalai rather. Wriggles his way. Still going strong, Bambalai. Finds Mobaro, but the 1-2 could not connect. The Gabonese pick up the loose ball. Trying to knock the ball among themselves. Still the Gabonese.
And that's them. They're slowly knocking, but the flash has been raised for an offside. And a free kick awarded to the host. The Gambia goalless is the score at the Independence Stadium between the Gambia and the Panthers of Gabon in 2021 African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Game number 4 for both of them. Noah Sonko to take that high one into the opponent's half. Gabon are very much composed, John. They're looking very much relaxed, and whenever Gambia are attacking, you will not see that numbers in the Gabonese half.
Yes, and that is very important that we have that because physically they are obviously bigger players than we are. And so on a one-on-one situation, it's going to be difficult. They might wear us out. So maybe we need to keep the ball, as I said, a little bit more, have some passing movements going, and then attack bit by bit into their box with numbers and not try to go too much solo unless it's there. Nuha Sonko has looked solid so far.
Absolutely. On the right back, his second cap for the Scorpions of the Gambia. Through ball into the Gabonese. Over the bar. Jan, a collapse in concentration there. We saw it in Gabon, and they nearly punished us.
This is overly important. I cannot stress the importance of discipline when you want to play a high line and an offside trap. You have to be in tune. So it's a bit risky. Let's hope this is a wake-up call for us. Right, Farms?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, John. I mean, we saw a similar mistake in the first game. From a similar position, Aubameyang punished the Gambia. He sneaked from behind to tap in between 2 defenders and into the back of the net. And something similar special happened here. I think the defenders need to concentrate a lot more on the arriving player. Their focus is usually more on the ball rather than the player that will be arriving. But we see the moment by lost his possession. Gabon
in a dangerous position.
He's going forward.
Pierre shoots.
That was a good block by the defense line.
By the defense line. And now the Gambia breaks with Abdoulaye Sanyang.
Play. There you go.
Finds Mobaro, but it's too much. And it throws to the Gabonese.
And yet it seems like, John, don't you think whenever the Gambia attacking, they are usually in that haste. I mean, they easily lost possession whenever they're trying to build up attacks.
Yes, definitely. The patience need to be a little bit better because I think even though we do have that skill and that ability to go one-on-one, it's not important in our half of the field because it's not a scoring area. So maybe they need to just keep it simple, pass it around a bit and get to the dangerous areas where their skills are more useful and, you know, have more reward.
Throw to the Gabonese. They lead this group by 7 points, with the Gambia in second on 4 points. Then you have the Democratic Republic of Congo with 3 points, and Angola rooted at the bottom with a single point. A win for the Scorpions here would move them back on top of the group. But now it's the Gabonese attacking in a very dangerous position. Trying to play the 1-2 there. It's in the box. Is it? Oh, Dennis Bouange. The touch is too much. John, the Gabonese looking dangerous anytime they go forward.
They are a little bit more patient than we are. That's the whole difference. You see them, they see a pass, they look at it, be ensured, and give a really weighted pass that gets to the opponent. We are rushing things a bit. We just need to calm down. I know for people like Abdoulaye Sanyang, it's his actual full debut starting for the Gambia at home, and he has all the desire to impress, and he will have that time if only he is a little bit more patient. Let them knock the ball around and play a little bit more football. It will come to them. The chances will come.
Musa Baro, but he's been dispossessed. Captain Da Jemoud Jan, the namesake of my co-commentator here, rolls the ball back to his defense line. The long weighted pass to Moudbaro was too much, and another throw to the Gabonese. Like Modou Jan said, Gambian players need to be a bit patient and try to build patiently going forward.
Yes, most definitely. And all you need is 3 points. It doesn't have to be 5-0. You win 3 points and you're top of the group. And we're the highest scoring team in this group. Also, we have conceded the most, I think. But the most important thing is that we're playing for 90 minutes. You don't want to exert all your energy. We all know that these are Gambian players, but they have not been in Gambia. We know what the weather is like in Europe. We know how hot it is for even us doing the commentating. So they need to pace themselves. They need to keep the ball for the crucial parts where you can really push. But if you want to push in the middle or try to take on 2-3 defenders, that can be a tall ask for anybody.
Gabon is building from the back, and they have got the space to trade those passes. Noah Sonko did very well, and a long clearance. Steve with the beautiful control. Modou Seka Barrow now with the weighted pass. Steve gets the ball, trying to turn, but it's been defended by the Gabonese, who will now pick possession.
We are quicker players naturally because we weigh less and we are smaller. We are a little bit more agile too. So a little 1-2 here and there will do the job. We don't want to be caught up in tussles and, you know, wrestling matches with these guys because that's to their advantage. So just as we play, if we play quick, pass the ball quick and get to the spaces, we can beat them there.
Absolutely. Bubasane Timba, former Real de Banjul player. Very physical game. Good pass, but it's too much. Gabon building from the back as usual. It's a Gambian throw. Noah Sonko with the throw.
Jonathan Tuguelo, cross comes into the area. Scorpions trying to clear the ball around. There's a shot wide by Salem Bupendaza. Gabon have never qualified for the FIFA World Cup, but they have qualified 7 times as at 2017 for the African Cup of Nations. Their highest achievement in this championship has been at the quarterfinal stages. In 1996, they were quarterfinalists, and equally in 2012, they stopped at the same stage in the championship of the African Cup of Nations. But they seem to be more threatening side in this game. The Gambia are yet to create any meaningful chance in this game. They've been so patient, trying to see where best they can capitalize on. They've been relying more on the right side of their attack. That is where Mobaro is playing. But nothing has been working to perfection for the Scorpions. Goalless is the score. Cello knocks it to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the Arsenal captain, equally the Gabonese captain. Dispossess. The Gambia building attack from the left, Musa Barrow. Still going forward. Cross comes in, no Gambian player there to make contact with the ball. It's a catch for the goalkeeper. Could have been much better, John, don't you think?
Yes, but that looked better. At least we got to a chance where we could create a scoring opportunity. That's what we want. We need to get to the attacking third of the Gabonese. That's where our strength lies. But as much as we have these 5 offensive players that I've been talking about, they have to manage their energy, because as much as we want them to score, they need to keep the shape of the team defensively, so that someone like a Mohamed Mbaye will not be outworked, because he still has another 45 minutes of football to play. So keeping the ball enables you to conserve energy to do your defensive duties and have energy to do the offensive. And, you know, keeping it simple would do that for us.
Absolutely. The Gambia starting from the back.
Abdullah Sanyang almost went past that left back or the central defender, but we win a throw in the attacking third of Gabon.
I hope they go for a long throw. Do we have one who can do that?
Pamodu Jan is quite strong, and we are also in his area. But looking at the matchups and size, I'm not sure if that's a good ploy, but we have Omar Koli coming in, so yeah, let's see what we have here.
Throw to the Gambia. Pamodu Jan with the long throw into the box. It's a long one, but straight into the hands of Mfa, the Gabonese goalkeeper, who tries to release a quick one. Mohamed Mbaye did very well there to read the danger. The Gabonese wins the throw.
Shot to Aubameyang. We're still in possession. Ibrahima Didier Ndong. He has been so outstanding in Thursday's game in their 2-1 win against the Gambia. Dennis Bouanga. He's cut the goal, but well dispossessed there by Nwasonko. A well-composed Gabon team. Cello. Walking freely with the ball. Touch it to Aubameyang. Lovely pass to Dennis Bouanga. He's still going forward. Gambian players surrounded him, trying to avoid the danger. Aubameyang, lovely touch, headed out by Pamodu Jan. Gabon got it in a dangerous area. Danger not yet averted. Good blocking there. That was some good blocking.
Yeah.
A whistle has gone for a free kick. Jan, that was a threatening attack by Gabon.
Yes, and what I liked about it is straight after that attack, we were able to counter, and Jamano got fouled, and I think it's a bookable offense. Yeah. Whenever Gabon gets an attack of sustained possession like that, and we get to win the ball, we can definitely counter and get something out of it, as we just earned the corner from this attack. Yeah.
Yes. Again, Abdoulaye Sanyang Bambala involved. He's claiming they found, but it's corner number 2 to the Scorpions of the Gambia. Omar Koli going forward, and so is Buba Sane. and Mohamed Mbai, the tall guys. Cameroon have a lot of tall players. Oh, Gabon rather. Cross comes in. Ooh, and it's an infringement spotted there by the central referee, Pacific from Burundi.
I think the game has settled down on its pace now. This is useful. We've seen a little bit more organization from both sides, especially from our side, the Gambia, and this is very telling and promising.
Modu Barrow finds Bambalai. And he goes, but the ball has crossed the line for a throw. But that was a lovely combination from Modu Seka Barrow and Abdoulaye Sanyang.
It's been a difficult afternoon so far for Steve because he's been isolated up there.
Yes.
I think he's not going to have much with the likes of Ekwele Manga and his size and experience over there. So if he can move a little bit and they can play like something of a false nine where he moves out of the place and somebody comes in, it might be a little bit more helpful, but that's not the strategy.
Long ball from Dennis Bouanga, but straightly Kusin headed back to Toldo by Pamoudou Jan.
A throw won by the Gambia.
We are almost halfway into the first period here at the Independence Stadium. Still goalless between the Gambia, the Scorpions of the Gambia, and the Panthers of Gabon. The Gambia are currently ranked 157 in the FIFA ranking, while Gabon are ranked 84. There's a wider gap between these two when it comes to the ranking. And there's a bit of difference. Gambia attacking through the left channel, cross comes in. Nothing comes out of it, even though Pamod Jan, the team captain, was claiming for something, but the referee thinks differently. Under the name British Gambia, the Gambia team played their first ever game on 9th February 1953 against Sierra Leone, winning 2-1 at home in a friendly. In April 1963, the team entered the Les Amitiés tournament in Senegal. A competition mainly for French-speaking nations. They were drawn in a group with France's amateur team, the Upper Volta and Burkina Faso. Gabon attacking Cialo to Dennis Bouanga. Bouanga making up his mind, looking for support. Cross comes in. Flick by Bouakar Sane, and the whistle has gone for a free kick deep inside the opposition, the opponent's half, that is the Gambia, the host. They're still looking for a strong foothold in the game, Jan. Looking at the midfield setup, it seems like something is working there. But when it comes to the attacking third, the defense also looking a bit solid today compared to the first game. But when it comes to attacking, we are seeing, less movements.
Yes, I think the point I made earlier about them rushing it and then having to gather their energy later on in the game is actually being shown right now. As we see, Mohamed Mbai is definitely isolated. He's winning a lot of aerial balls for us, emphatically, I might add. But there's a little bit of a disassociation between the individual five that is up front. We've seen one, two combinations, but we need to see 3, 4, 5 combinations. That way, it's not as predictable, and then you can see creases to get something out of it. Again, Steve, he's a striker, of course, but he's also a type of player like I was who likes to move about. That creates space for them, and they can see the game better rather than having to always facing the back of the goal, which means that they have to kind of tussle with these really strong defenders, which is not to his advantage. But when he's slashing and he's moving, that's when he's most dangerous.
Some notable names in the Gabonese team. They have a lot of experience. Denis Bouanga, he played for Saint-Etienne in the French Ligue 1 Championship. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang for Arsenal. Didier Ndong for Dijon.
It's a free kick in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, that's a free kick to the Gambia, looks like. They need to get the striker more involved in the game, but Jan, as you said, they prefer playing on the side. Steve Traoré specifically. We saw him when he came in as a substitute in the 2-1 loss to Gabon the other day. He was playing wide right.
He is most effective as a slasher. He's not a point striker, but he does the job well. His preference with his skill set is to be out on the flanks and then slashing in. Musa Braro tries to cut inside to his favorite left foot, but
exactly,
they know him. And they won't let him have that easy, right?
Certainly, no doubt about that. No question. Denis Bouanga easily rolls a pass. The Gabon is knocking it slowly, making up their mind. But nothing to separate the two here at the Independence Stadium. Gabon playing in white, the Gambia in their traditional colors. The red, white, blue, white, green. The color of the nation. Cielo, lovely turn. Lets it off to Aubameyang down the right. Gabon attacking. Tricky Aubameyang still going forward, looking for a stop. Cielo blocks it. Is it going to be something? Just a good chance, but went wide over the goal post. A bit of concentration is needed in that defensive. You see them whenever Gabon are attacking, John. They've been allowed a lot of time. Look at Aubameyang from where he got the ball, the movement he made. I think the players were just trying to avoid him not to make any contact of a penalty.
Yes, but you have to look at what the strikers are doing. Like I said, they have to do their defensive responsibilities, not to isolate our wing, our left back or our defenders one-on-one with these sort of players. There's a little bit of gap between that, and they are using it. We have to always have a cover-up there, and that's not happening always. It's happening, but it's not happening enough, because these players, naturally, they have offensive tendencies.
Gabon has it through. Denis Bouanga finds Aubameyang, who has got the space, but he's been tracked down by Omar Colley of Sampdoria. Well read there by Omar Colley.
Well read again, just like Buba Sane was critical in that chance where he kind of, was in the way of the striker that took away his shot. So the back two or the back four have been well concentrated, aside from that offside that they missed. And we have to make sure that had to be the last chance that Gabon has, where they are going behind our defense.
The Gabonese seeing much of the ball at the moment. Trying to stamp their authority on the game. The Gabonese attacking. They're trying to knock on the Gambian defense. Cross comes in the box. Toldo comes out. Modi Job gets a touch to it. And Musa Baro can now break.
Steve, watch the line.
Shot comes in!
That was a good break.
Good shot.
Good first shot on top.
But couldn't hit the target. Sorry. Good break there from
That's the idea. When there's space, we speed up and we use our pace and our guile and our skills to get a shot out like that. We have Musa Baro, Abdoulaye Sanyang, Abdoulaye Diallo, Steve Traore, and even Modou Baro, who are all very good outside shooters. So whenever Gabon attacks like that in a sustained possession in our half, and they lose it, we have to break fast, really quick and try to score. But when we don't have that, we have to be patient enough to keep the ball and wait for our chances to open up, because they'll open up.
Mfa, the Gabonese goalkeeper, under no pressure, trying to run the clock a little bit. Buba Sane. Pour one there from Buba Sane. Couldn't connect with Murseka Baro. Chested down by Omar Kolito Buba, who lays the ball back to Modi Joub. Koli, the Sampdoria centre-back.
You notice how the Gabonese retreat when we start the ball from the back. They're starting their defending from their half, which shows that they have a lot of respect for our Gambian players, which means we need to be more patient in executing our skills by passing the ball and waiting for the chances and the openings to come, because they always come. There we go.
Through ball!
There we go.
The goalkeeper comes out on time to spot the danger as Musa Baro approaches.
It is quite difficult to know what's happening because of the problems that we're facing technically, as well as not being able to see half of the pitch where Gambia is attacking. But we are doing our best.
The Gabonese still in possession in the Gambian half. Cross comes in. Gabon appealing for the penalty, but the referee is not interested. Still chases the ball, and he's been brought down.
Yeah, I was just saying, I mean, that penalty appeal by the Gabonese, there seemed to be nothing wrong with it, absolutely. The appeal for a penalty, what is your take?
We had a better appeal when Abdoulaye Sanyang was taken down, but obviously the Gabonese are experienced and they have a lot of gamesmanship. They'll try to sway the ref, but I don't think there was nothing there.
I'm talking about their goalkeeper, Gabon. Anthony Mfa Mishui, born on 7th March 1991, 27 years old. He played for Serre Union. It's a French association football team founded in 1924. The shot comes in, just wide of target and behind for a goal kick. Of the experience, Anthony Mfa Mishui, who plays for Union Sportive Serre Union, a French association football team founded in 1924. They played in the third tier of French League. That's Championnat National 3.
Abdoulaye Jamano with the ball, but he overhits that, and Gabon picks the loose ball. Mohamed Mai finds Ablaye Sanyang Bambalai. Lacy to Modou Seka Baro. Steve Traore Lara. Bakar Steve Traore goes down, but the referee is not interested. Dennis Bouanga for Gabon.
Oh, of course, that is a foul.
Yes, Moseka Baro comes clattering on
Sarge. He Sarge the left back.
That can be seen as a reactionary move from Steve, which is quite dangerous. Modou Seka has to keep his head because we need him in the game, and we cannot go a man down with what we're trying to achieve. So I hope the coach calms him down because it's his first foul. He's not usually a dirty player, but you know, sometimes you lose your head in certain situations. So let's just hope he keeps his cool.
There has been a lot of rotational moves in Gambia's attacking third. We saw Steve now going wide right, and you can see Mo Seka Baro going wide left there, and Musa Printio Baro will be playing in the in between as a center forward. I mean, these are some of the movements. They're still trying to find that rhythm.
Yes, it seems so. It seems that obviously Coach Tom has noticed that it's not working with the three the way they are positioned. So he's trying to tweak it, which might be helpful because we know Musa Baro can actually play as a center forward. And Steve, like I said, is better when he's slashing from the right, as well as Modou Baro. Yes. So let's hope that
I think we need to see more of that interchange play between the three strikers.
They cannot be stagnant. They have to be Liverpool. They have to be like the three.
The front
Those
three.
who are watching me know how much I feel about them. But that's the idea I get when I see these three guys. To walk them into their best use, you would have to give them some freedom to move and interchange positions.
Just like we've seen Aubameyang doing for the Gabonese. He's not standing. He's coming even very deep to get the balls.
Exactly. We don't have any conventional center forwards. Yes. We have flanker strikers that are playing, so you don't want to inhibit them. There's
Lovely turn there by Abdoulaye.
Oh, and a yellow card finally.
Yeah, and a yellow card for Gabon's
number 17.
Poco Andre.
Biogo.
Yeah, Biogo. It's gone into the Burundian referee's book for a foul on Abdoulaye Diallo Jamano. Dennis Bouanga, playing for Saint Etienne in France, born in France as well. Ekwele Manga, an experienced defender for Gabon. Foko. Aubameyang comes to get the ball. Gabon comfortably knocking the ball among themselves. And the ball has gone for a throw to the Gambia to be taken by Noah Sonko. Steve puts the ball, finds Abdoulaye Sanyang.
Wonderful.
Sanyang with a lovely ball to Steve. Trying to come with his score. Oh.
He's a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
You see his idea. It was brilliant, but he's a little bit rushed.
Yeah, the pass is too much.
Yep.
But very promising on that occasion. We have seen him.
This is what we want to see.
Absolutely.
Him moving and Jamano or Abdoulaye Diallo stringing the passes. If we can have that, we can have something. Another person that really has been impressive to me has been Mohamed Mbai with his tireless work ethic, and he's doing it quietly, and he's being very disciplined in the way he's gone about mopping up for the back four there.
Back four. I think Abdoulaye a bit struggling a little bit with the physicality of the of the Gabonese.
Yes, this is why they need not keep the ball so much that they have to engage contact. They just have to pass and move, pass and move. You look at a star like Aubameyang, all he's done the whole game is move, pass the ball, move. And when he gets to the attacking area outside of the box or outside towards the flanks, that's when they take on the one-on-ones. And that's what they save their energies for. That's been the only difference. Steve is caught up in a tough battle with Ekwelemanga, but he is not letting go.
Absolutely.
He's really giving him a walk for his money, which is impressive.
Very interesting battle there for the rest of this game between those two. Jan, we looking at the Gabonese, they are very comfortable building from the back.
Yes, obviously they have two players that come from high leagues. We know Ekwelemanga was with Cardiff City whilst they were in the Premier League, and we know that he's playing in one of the top leagues compared to our players, where, you know, building from the back has to be the norm, and they don't have a whole lot of pressure, again, because we're only playing with one out-and-out striker. And we are also not pressing. We're waiting for them to come and we hit them on the counter. So all these things have made them look good. Like we see
That's a very good ball, Steve.
Makes a good run, but it's one-on-one again. Needs help. Needs help.
Finds Abdoulaye Sanyang.
Something can be put in the box now.
Cross comes in.
A bit long.
A bit long. And the Gabonese will clear. Obiang and Noah Sonko.
Noah has been a tough customer.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yes, he has been consistent. He's stood his ground. He's played the ball in, and he's confident.
Yeah, he's up against a very good player in Dennis Boanga, who plays for Saint Etienne. Pamoudou Janda, the captain. Cross comes in.
Diallo makes a run.
Abdoulaye.
His control was a little bit
too heavy, absolutely. The Gabonese now breaking. Trying to find Aubameyang, but that's too much.
Just a minute plus additional time.
But Abdoulaye Diallo could not get to it.
The Scorpions have not definitely been the best in this game. It's a replica of the first leg in Gabon. They're looking more comfortable in this game. The Scorpions, whose highest in the ranking was 65 in 2009, and their lowest 179 on March 2017. Gabon still attacking, but the flag is raised for an offside. The Gambia played their first international game. Then they were British Gambia. They lost 2-1 to Sierra Leone on 9 February 1953. Their biggest win has been their 6-0 thumping of Lesotho on October 12, 2002. Were you part of that team, Jan?
Unfortunately, I wasn't. I wish I was, but I wasn't part of it. I was still in the States.
Oh, okay. We've taken 1 minute additional time from the fourth official. Nothing to separate the two here at the Independence Stadium. Goalless between the Scorpions of the Gambia and the Panthers of Gabon. The heaviest defeat, or the biggest defeat for the Scorpions, was 8-0 against Guinea-Conakry on 14th May 1972. That is when these teams suffered their heaviest defeat. And the player with the most cap in this setup seemed to be Pamod Jan. I mean, according to the records, he seemed to be the most cap player.
Well, on this team, and probably yes, because he's been there for a while. He was actually my roommate in the past, and we played together. So I'm not really sure. I don't keep tabs on that, but I know that he's up there, along with the, you don't know, the Solfice, the Dudu Saints of the past. We still don't know about those records. Yes, but in present-day football, he is one of the most capped players, along with Ibrahim Sonko, Sohna maybe,
yes.
Excuse
Jan,
me.
we have perhaps a last attack for the Gambia. The ball is floated into the box, but the Gabonese
alive.
Read the danger, and the ball has been cleared. And that brings us to the end of the first 45 minutes.
Interesting 45, not our best performance, and we are not losing. It's still 0-0, and we can play better. I think that's hopeful. I am an optimist. I see that we didn't perform so well, and we are still at 0-0. We still have options in the bench that have energy and have goals in them. So I think second half, we are going to come out and be even better because our confidence will soar.
Gabon would be the happier of the two sides going into the halftime break.
Most definitely. They are here not to lose. If they win, it's an automatic qualifying for them. But if they don't lose, they are still top of the group comfortably. And Gambia would be diminished to having to scrap it with Congo and Angola after such a fantastic start. So let's just hope that there's a goal in the boys and we can get a win.
Goalless draw at the end of the first 45 minutes here at the Independence Stadium. You're watching the live coverage of the Gambia-Gabon game on the Gambia radio and television services with our proud sponsors, AfriCell, TAF, Africa Global, El Hela Company, Armanti Company, Makasutu Real Estate, and OIC Gambia Secretariat. We'll be back with the second half commentary here at the Independence Stadium. Yes, but sorry for this trouble, but seriously, sorry for Welcome back to the Independence Stadium for the live coverage of the Gambia-Gabon game for the second 45 minutes. It's goalless after the first 45 minutes. John, 45 minutes to go, and the Gambia must score to win.
Yes, most definitely we must score to get the win. But also we cannot concede, because once we concede, we'll be deflated. We know the attitude with how it's been historically. Hopefully there's more fight in them, should in case they concede. But what is most important is not to concede, as well as scoring. So we have to play both sides. Again, the front five, I don't know if he will maintain it. I don't know if one of them is tired and there might be substitutions coming in. Their mandate is still to play offensive football, to be patient, but as well to keep the shape of the team by actually plugging in to help the left back and the right back in the wings, as well as the holding midfielder in Mohamed Mbaye, whoever's in that hole, to come back and give them a little bit of numbers. Not to chase around, but just to have a shape. That way certain passes can be attacked.
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and his Gabonese teammates are on the pitch. So, it's the Scorpions. Musa, how should the Gambians approach the second 45 minutes?
I think, going by what we saw so far, Cautious was on the watch. Most definitely the opportunities came and they went begging. But the need to score, you can see, I think is as urgent as any of us would want to wish for. It's also in the mind of the boys who need to score these goals. We can only talk about the goals when they're scored. But what we are wishing to say is for them to score the goals. But are they playing to score the goals? I would like to think yes. Would they score? I want to believe that. But what is happening right now is the second half is about to begin, which means a lot to this, qualifiers. Something must come out of it, where there's going to be a firecracker of some sort. One net would sake, and I pray and hope that it's not of the Gambia, but Gabon more.
Steve Boubacar Traoré to get us underway very shortly for the second 45 minutes here at the Independence Stadium. This live broadcast is sponsored by Africell, the biggest GSM company in the country, as well as Staff Africa Global, Makasutu Real Estate, OIC Gambia Secretariat, Armanti Company, and El Hela Company. We are underway at the Independence Stadium. Can the Scorpions sting the Panthers of Gabon in the second 45 minutes? In the AFCON qualifiers in Group D, Gabon leads the group with 7 points from 4 matches, followed by the Gambia with 4 points, and needs to win this game to reclaim top position from Group D. A Gabonese player is down. I hope they will be seeing more of this in the second 45 minutes.
I couldn't agree more, MS. But hopefully it's down by us scoring goals against them and them falling down on their heads, not believing the situation. But hopefully fair play prevails and we win fair and square. A ball played in to the box. Buba Sane cleans up, and it's a goal kick for Gambia. Buba Sane Musa, he's played solid defensively so far, but his passing and his distribution have been disappointing.
Absolutely, for a player of his caliber, I would have loved to have thought that the urgency of this game would be very much in his shoulders in terms of the distribution, because the crux of the football starts from them and ends with them in terms of how they build up and their distribution. If they could read this game and distribute the balls as they come their way, an opening is imminent. But what do we need to see? Equally, as you suggested, defend and distribute solidly and amazingly, because that's where the openings will be coming on in this game. What are we seeing? A free kick not far from the edge of the Gabonese box, and Modou Barrow Isi or Abdoulaye Diallo. Jamano is waiting to take on this one, Modou.
All right, yes. Abdoulaye, the former Real de Banjul star man, over the ball in a very good position. We hope he would deliver. We have all the tall guys up there.
Prime position, MS. We had this at the end of the first half. We missed it, but it was a good delivery. So he's got exactly the same thing like a twin brother, and we hope that our bigs inside the box can actually connect and send us into ecstasy, I guess, right?
Absolutely. Abdoulaye Diallo, they call him Jamano, comes with the cross into the box, but it's over the bar. Too much on that one. We are hoping he would at least target one of the players in the box.
Yes, he went for glory. I'm not sure it was the best position for that and with the conditions. So it's disappointing. I wish he, like you said, he had actually targeted the prime areas in the box so that people like an Omar Koli or a Mohamed Mbaye can latch onto it. But the game goes on.
Gabon holding strong. They lace it wide, but it's rolled for a throw to the Gambia. We haven't seen much of Mo Barrow in the first half. We hope we will see him more in the second 45 minutes. Patrice Nouveau, the Gabonese coach, standing and giving instructions from the touchline.
I mean, Mo, you were talking about the absence of Modou Barrow in this, first 45 minutes, and it's eminent and it's obvious that he's been on the talking on the lips of everyone.
Yeah! No! That is it! No! That's the moment we have been waiting for!
As if
out of nowhere
he was able to produce the goods, followed up as if he was being called to make sure that the goods are delivered the Gambia way. We have gone on top in this very first 45 or second 45 minutes. Is Gambia 1, Gabon 0 Modou. Could you believe it? As if he was hearing what I was about to say in his 4:45 minutes, Modou.
How did that goal came? Out of nowhere, a blunder by the Gabonese goalkeeper, Modou Seka Barrow, playing in South Korea. He's been briefed over the years, over the past few days. He came for a funeral. He missed the first game in Gabon. He's been called to the Scorpions. He's been quiet in the first 45 minutes. But here he has sent the Gambia into the dreamland. Patrice Nouveau of Gabon shaking his head from the touchlines. Unbelievable. Gambia, the Scorpions leads 1-0 at the Independence Stadium. Modou Seka Barrow, the first Gambian to play in the Premier League, has given Gambia the lead.
With just 4 minutes into the second period, you couldn't have had it in any better way than that. I was saying this in our sports program yesterday. In the first leg, there wasn't any striker to be making up follow-up for such errors. I mean, we saw Gabon made a lot of errors in that game, but there wasn't any player there to be making that contact. And we saw the move Mo Barrow make. I mean, he pressurized the goalkeeper. He was coming directly to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper just missed the ball. Had it been there was no player, you wouldn't have had a goal of that sort. But this is the beauty of having players who never relent, who never relax in terms of attacking. He was so composed. He knew what he wanted. He doesn't relax, knowing the gap between him and the goalkeeper. He did make the follow-up. He kept going, and at the end, he got the result. The Gambia lead. I think this is what they've been waiting for. And this can definitely change the entire complexion of the game here.
If I can say, Hail Mary, full of grace. This is what you get for putting in a work. There was nothing there. Modou Barrow was just chasing a lost cause. And because he was chasing it, he ended up getting a goal. That is why you always have to hold up to your responsibilities, because who would expect a goalkeeper to miss a ball like that? So put more pressure on them and see how they respond. Now it's up to Gambia to keep their shape, to keep their discipline, and keep playing, and not rest on their laurels and try to win this game 1-0, because we know what's going to come after this. We are just 4 or 5 minutes into the second half. Gabon are going to try to get something out of this game. But every time we get a chance to counter-attack, like in this situation,
Abdoulaye Sanyang Bambalai to break now. 3 against 4. Abdoulaye Sanyang, the boy from the Superstar Academy, now playing in Pro League in Belgium, but he's been dispossessed.
We have a commentator here as well, a professional commentator who is isolated. Yeah, that was a professional foul by Abdoulaye Sanyang. That is necessary. I mean, he just have to infringe the attack of the Gabonese to end so that they didn't get what they want. They were going to hit on a counter attack, but that did not happen. Technical team, Tom Samfe and the co-Gabon attacking, defended well by the Gambia. Pamod Jan, the team captain. To Bokar Steve Traoré, the tricky man. He's been surrounded there, out-muscled there by the Gabonese centre-back, but he's still fighting. I think it's good to be putting the opponents in the pressure. Absolutely. I mean, they never relax. This is what they got, and they got the throw at the end of it. And team captain Pamodu Jan is going to take it. The Gabon coach with the hands on his waist. Akimbot in frustration. The Gambia lead here by a 1-0, courtesy of what we should describe as a goalkeeping howler by Anthony. And a wonderful move by Mojan. Musa Barrow going forward, try to cut to his right. I think this is the several times he has been trying this, but the Gabonese defenders are always on high alert. Definitely. They are not allowing him that chance, Mojan. I mean, we saw Barrow trying to cut the ball to his favorite right foot.
Absolutely. Pamodu Jan clattering into Koku there.
It was a quite professional foul. It's necessary. It also shows the opponent that you were strong, and he will think about it the second time. As you said, Famara, Musa Barrow is the most famous player amongst the lot here, because if you look at a scouting report and you look at where the players are playing, he's the one that's making the most headlines. That being the case, he'll be the man that is marked. He can use that to free up other players. So other players have to know that there will be space in there for them because of his presence on the pitch. And if they are dangerous enough, he'll get free as well.
Absolutely.
MS?
Gabon. A couple of steps, but the cross comes in, but the ball eludes everyone in the box.
That was a cheap one from number 20 there for Gabon. Went up and came down as if he was hit by an unknown missile. But unfortunately, for him, the referee was very much in the clear to really dictate as to what happened there. Modou Diop to take this one, Toldo in goal, hoping that he would keep another clean sheet for the Gambia tonight in our way to glory, in at least looking for some semblance of a team that is heading to Cameroon in 2021. If the Almighty God and Lord keeps it this way, there is no way that the Gambia would not be going to Cameroon more.
Abdoulaye Sanyang Bambalai has been dispossessed.
John, what is most surprising about this particular competition? I mean, we saw teams like Guinea-Bissau, Comoros, I mean, sitting on top of their various groups. I mean, 2020 is just a different year.
It has been a very different year in 2020. Strange things have happened. But credit all these new nations that are coming up. They've been in the doldrums for long enough. They've learned so much from losing positions over the years. And now football is such a global sport that names of countries don't win you games anymore. It's about what you put out on the pitch. And Gambia, they are punching above their weight at this point in time in African football. Everybody's taking notice. But again, we still have a few minutes left in the game. And there you go. We just need to keep our calm, play a game, not take risks, and make sure that yes, we are tough on the tackle like Musa Barrow is doing, because it seems like the referee is not really keeping things tight.
Yes, absolutely. But the challenge on Steve, I mean, the other one is, we will refer to it as 50-50. The player got the ball before colliding with Steve. I mean, I think he's just too strong for Steve. Steve just bumped into him and goes to the ground. I think the referee has got it all correct in that attack. I mean,
appears to be in some pain.
Bouakar Steve Traoré.
But he's gradually getting back on his feet.
The Gabonese number 22, Ibrahima Didier Dong, he has a name and a surname more related to Gambia.
We need to ask him. We need to ask him about that after the game.
Musa, don't you think we should have gone in for him?
We need to do our research out there into how and why. Yeah. But anyhow, I mean, this is Africa, and somehow we're all related in some fashion. If you look at the certain anthropology, you realize that most Africans have been nomads and traveling all over, and then what that means. You have to breed somewhere, and breeding means that we multiply our. That's a very nice picture from the scene there that we saw with Omar Kolik closely policing Aubameyang out there, and that's what we want to see from him tonight all over.
Steve waiting to come from the sidelines, but the ball is rolling straight into the hands of Modou Diop.
Yes, as MS Musa was alluding to the fact that winning this game will get us all but qualified. And that's true, 80%, because we still have 2 more games against lesser opponents on paper looking at the table, but they will be hungry. So getting a win here puts us one step into the competition.
Lovely skills there from Musa Barrow. Going solo.
Come on, Steve!
Steve missed.
Musa Barrow tried to play that 1-2 pass with Steve, but the ball was played a little bit too far from Steve to actually connect. But that's what you want to see, 1-2 passes in and around the box. That can free up things for us because of our agility, like I said, and the skill.
Skills, yeah.
Jamano plays one, there's goat.
Yeah.
Musa Barrow just turned inside.
Oh,
no.
But he's been muscled up, Museka Barrow. The goal scorer been muscled up by the Gabonese.
Yeah, and the work rate of the Gambian midfield setup in Abdoulaye Sanyang and Abdoulaye Jallo is very good. You can see them whenever they lost possession, they always try to fight back. Gabon going forward, they are still allowed the space. Pamoudou Jan clears it not too far away.
That's not convincing.
Whistle has gone for an offside, absolutely. Yeah, like I was saying, the work rate of this midfield setup, the two diminutive midfield player in the passing of Abdoulaye Sanyang and Abdoulaye Jallo is very good. They are good in possession and equally try to fight back whenever they lost the ball. I think that is helping the midfield setup there. And can we say it's a perfect moment for players like Boubacar Diop to be introduced to the game?
Yes, certainly very soon we might see Boubacar Diop coming up. He has been a super sub. We hope he will come and deliver.
Jan, you saw him play several times, scoring several goals.
I like Bouba Diop because he's a very direct player and he's physically imposing as well. He will fit in well in this game, considering what the opponent has to offer. And his energy will just boost the offense after a lot has been expended by the players that are actually on the pitch at this point in time. So let's hope that he comes in with the Midas touch and gives us the cushion that we need, because the second goal will sing Gabon, bye-bye, allez, allez, au revoir.
Certainly, John, Gabon trying to attack. Clearance there by Wasane, Timba, many call him. Ball still in play, Sonko. Try to connect with the goal scorer, Barrow. Abdoulaye Jallo now, Jamano, lets it off to Steve Trawale. Try to turn it lob. Lovely save by the goalkeeper. Brilliant strike by Boubacar Steve Trawale. I think the goalkeeper was perfect in his timing there. He saw in the angle in which Steve trying to turn, knowing very well that he's going to use the left foot to strike, and he just waited for him on the right-hand side of the goal post to make that perfect save.
The turn and the shot was top class, but it was straight into the hands of the Gabonese goalkeeper.
Yes, it was with his weaker foot, but we know him for scoring that. This is what I speak of when I talk about agility. His turn was...
Abdoulaye Sanyang spreads the ball wide. Moseka Barrow, the goal scorer, connects
there you
with...
go.
Good play in the box.
And play.
Abdoulaye! But the ball has been cut out by the Gabonese defender.
Beautiful by Pamoudou Jan. As you can see, the more we pass the ball in and around the opponent's goal, the better we do. The more we do the one-touch, two-touch passing and not taking them one-on-one per se, unless we have to do it from the flanks. In the middle, you have to play those one-touch, two-touch passes. And a wonderful turn and a shot by Steve. Unfortunate, but a second one, I'm sure he'll bang in.
Yeah.
It seems like Gambia might be up to be making their first substitution. As you said, the goal scorer from the previous game. A not so well-known player in Gambia here, but he's been the hero every time he's been called up.
On the other side, the Gabonese are attacking. Cut has a cut. Dennis Boanga, but he's been made to blast that over the bar.
That was good defending from, again, Buba Sane.
Yeah.
He's met him at the point of contact with the ball. That way you cannot actually direct your shot. It's not as accurate. So thanks to Buba Sane's intervention there, the guy wasn't able to actually direct his shot towards goal. There's the the muscular and the tough.
The super sub.
The super sub.
Yes.
Super. We can't wait to see. See him come in, and of course, if he can repeat his exploits, would be an icing on a very beautiful cake we had this evening here in the Independence Stadium. The game is still being played. It's 1-0 to the Gambia. Gabon need to sweat this thing one out. If not, they will relegate to second position in Group D, and something we don't mind, and that's what we want to see. But the boys need to keep it tight in the back, and of course, with the work rate that we've seen so far from the resumption of the second half, just to keep it like that as we go. But they are attacking here, but Modou Diop Toldo equal to it in keeping his goal line safe there. A long one to the team captain, and of course the super sub there, Modou. Really, something is about to happen in here.
Some actions on the Gambian bench, but for now, tomatoes on the pitch. Abdoulaye Diallo, lovely turn, but the pass to Modou Sekabaro is just too much. He could have placed it to Steve, who was in a better position.
Yes, or at least play it on his feet, because there was a misunderstanding between the ball possessor and the one doing the movement. Modou Sekabaro clearly wanted it to feet, and he played it to space. But that's something that they have to work on. The movement up front has been much better in the second half. That's why we are wreaking havoc against the bench, against the defense. Here we go.
Janya was going to say we have some players being prepared to come on, unless we have them on the screen. But nevertheless, 1-0 to the Gambia still. Musa Baro, lovely turn. Defended well by the Gabonese. Manga chips it forward. Ball out of play for a throw in, and we're going to see the first, probably, substitution of the game very soon.
Jan,
as the Gambia.
It's not the first substitution we were expecting, talking up earlier. Instead, it is Ibrahim Sona who is coming. Oh! That was a header by Abdoulaye Diallo. Yeah, just went wide.
What a beautiful header. Whilst we were having our cameras towards the substitution desk, we almost had a second goal. Yeah. But as you said, Ibrahim Sona is coming in. I hope we'll soon know who he is coming in for. And it's Abdoulaye Sanyang, who's had a very strong cameo for his debut, full debut. Yes. Deserves all the accolades. He's put in work. But putting in Ibrahim Sona, it clearly, to us Gambians, we know that the coach is actually going back to his bread and butter, which is to keep things tight and hope for the best and keep teams on the counter. Yes. We have a lead, so I'm sure he's trying to consolidate it.
Ibrahim Sona comes in for Abdoulaye Sanyang, who we must say had a very good full debut for the Scorpions.
That's right. Like Bambalai was in Portugal with the team to prepare himself for such a game, and this is why he is here, and this is why he was able to be featured in this very crucial match. But the replacement we can say the replacement in Ibrahim Sona is just tactical, because knowing the type of player he is, other technicians would suggest otherwise, but the coach has the say, and it's all about trying to keep his how to call it. His
Steve with the ball.
Steve with the ball. Steve, who comes
good
in?
ball. Abdoulaye Diallo.
Jama
over the bar.
Jama no.
That was so close.
Jama no.
But the Gabonese goalkeeper, who had earlier made a costly error, has come to the rescue of his side. Abdoulaye could have done better on that one.
Yes, most definitely. He had a lot of options, but the goalkeeper guessed right. Obviously, his intention was to score. But be sure, MS, that we will see a lot of this counter-attacking style in the closing 10, 15, 20 minutes of the game. It will open up for Gambia as Gabon chases an equalizer. We just have to make it count to put the game to bed.
Corner for the Gambia. Into the box. Oh! That was so close to be an own goal. Another corner to the Scorpions of the Gambia. Musa Baro, the ball on a man to take the corner kick. He's been hitting the headlines in the Italian Serie A. Corner comes in. Headed but punched away by the Gabonese goalkeeper. Picked up there by Abdoulaye. Lovely ball. Moduseka Baro. Very skillful.
Play. There you go.
Stiff, but it's been blocked. And another corner to the Scorpions. 3 corners in a succession.
It's been a consistent amount of pressure on the Gabonese defense. We haven't seen this the whole of the first half. Are they tiring? Maybe. But I do know that Gambians are emboldened. The Gambian team is emboldened after that goal. They are a little bit more, there's a spring on their step, MS, if I can say that. And we just have to make sure, again, to keep our discipline, not get carried away with all the shenanigans, get a second goal or not concede.
Gabon making their first substitution of the game, whilst Musa Baro steps for the corner kick. Headed on the near post. Still the Scorpions. Regains position. Far picks up the ball. Releases quickly. Bwanga's touch let him down on that occasion. Rather, Aubameyang.
We are almost halfway into the second period. Still the Gambia hanging on to their 1-0 lead. The slender advantage.
Obama been quiet so far in the second 45 minutes.
As he's been at Arsenal, every time he's been isolated, and I'm sure he's not going to get the same service he gets at Arsenal. So all we have to do is isolate him, make sure that he's man-marked, and there's always a supporting defender or player in and around where he is, because he's their danger man. There's no secret about it, just like Musa Baro is for us.
Ibrahim Andong. Manga. Gabon playing inside their own half, knocking it slowly, looking for gaps to exploit. The Scorpions are not trying to follow the same script. A long ball played deep into the Gambia half. Flex it to the goalkeeper. Modu Job, he's there on time. Some fans were screaming, but they are fully concentrated. That's the Gabon bench. You can see a bit of frustration there. Anxiety growing up there. They're looking or wondering if things will solely go their way. This is the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Egypt have won it 7 times, more than any other nation. Followed by Cameroon 5, Ghana 4, Nigeria 3, and Ivory Coast 2, and Algeria 2 as well, DR Congo 2. Gabon never laid their hands on this coveted trophy. The coveted trophy of the African Cup of Nations. The same could be said about the Gambia too. We have 20 minutes plus additional time to go here at the Independence Stadium. Still Gambia 1, Gabon 0 is the score. We saw the coach Tom Sanfe prepare a job. Don't you think his pace is needed in this game at the moment? He can make, because Gabon are desperate of goal, they can just leave the gaps at the back and we can hit on the counter attack. We will see him doing as he quite absolutely does.
Well, it looked like he was going to come in for a second. Maybe there's been a change of approach, or maybe he's waiting for time. But definitely he was somebody that we would expect to come in and stretch the Gabonese because of his pace. As we know now, I'll leave the commentary to MS because the Gabonese are getting closer.
Yes, the Gabonese trying to knock on the Gambian defense. Lovely ball through to the box. Shot comes in, blocked and cleared out of danger. Gabon still in possession.
Too bad.
They have the ball in the box. Cross comes in, headed out.
Hey,
And there is a pushing, tugging at the back.
are nervy moments in any game. And of course, I mean, anything that you do, I mean, even if it's a glitch.
Tom Sanford Musa.
He's equally under certain pressure. I think I would just suggest that his head is in a vice. So he's going bananas. But anyhow, I mean, he's not alone. I feel sorry equally for the Gabonese coach, but this is what he's been paid to do. So let him feel the heat.
If you don't like pressure, you cannot be in football. This is what it's all about. You love the pressure, you embrace it, and you want to show your best under such circumstances. So we are happy that it is our coach who's in the front foot, and a nice through ball.
Nice ball, yeah. Traoré with the ball. Clearance from the Gabonese defense. Didier Ndong.
He's been a bit more quiet than he was in the first game. So they have actually seen him, scouted him, and have prepared for him. I think that was fair. I think that was a fair tackle.
Fair tackle. Ablai been muscle off the ball. The Gabonese having all the time and space to build from the back. Bwanga. Shot comes in. Not a bad effort. Ambitious one there from the Gabonese.
Yes, most definitely. At this point, they are a bit desperate and they'll be a bit more hurried than they were. If you remember the situation in the first half, we were a bit more hurried and they were more composed. At this point, they're chasing the game. They will have to take these chances. And it works well for us. Not a lot of goals are scored from 30, 40 yards out. And our keeper is known more or better for his shot stopping than his other qualities.
Okay. The Burundian referee earlier on having a word with Modi Job.
That's right. Toldo there in the center. And as the referee comes, admonishing him that he needs to watch his time. And of course, I mean, the game, is full of tactics, and they're professionals and know where and how to kill a game. And he would like to put on his best thinking cap to make sure that at least, he's gone down, the keeper has gone down for whatever reason, and he would need attention. We're just talking about the tactics in here, and he's being...
Yes. Let's hope it's only gamesmanship. It might be something, but let's just hope it's only it's nothing serious.
Serious.
The medics require medics.
Yeah, the medics' attention has been called. Let's hope it's not something serious. Yeah, the Gabonese making another substitution.
Substitution for Gabon. Number 15,
Fa Mubeti is coming on.
Coming on for number 12, Kanga.
Kanga is coming.
Number 5. No, but...
The Gambia still leading here at the Independence Stadium, courtesy of Modou Seka Barrow's goal. Shortly after the start of the second 45 minutes.
Just 49 minutes into the game, he capitalized on a lapse in concentration or a howler on the Gabonese goalkeeper, Anthony, to just easily tap home into an empty goal post, making it 1-0 for the Scorpions, who you can see on the screen they are trying to take a bit of energy, taking water. Guelo, he had a good game. The Gabonese number 12. Senegal became the first team to qualify for this 2021 African Cup of Nations after securing 4 wins out of 4. Some players warming up there for the Gambia. You can see them. One of them is Khalifa Mane. The goalkeeper is back on his feet. A moment of relief for the home side. Modu job. This.
But the Gambia have some defending to do.
Yeah, they definitely have to defend this set piece delivery.
10 minutes on the clock.
We have a little over 10 minutes left of normal time here at the Independence Stadium. The Gambia still lead by a goal to nil. Set piece to Gabon. Down there, left wing. Comes in into the box. Headed out by the defender. Good one, Buba. Sane Timba, many call him.
Okay, okay.
This could be a good counter.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Into the box. We have a goal! Musa Baro of Bologna has made it 2-0 to the Scorpions. It's an empty stadium, but the roofs of the Independence Stadium are coming down. I can feel the sound coming from Bakau and other places. It's happening. Musa Baro finally got his mark on in the Gambian colors, scoring a vital goal. Bubakar Steve Traore again the provider of the goal. And credit there to Modi Job, the goalkeeper, for the delivery. And Bubakar Steve Traore doing very well to keep that ball and bring in Musa Baro for his first goal for the Gambia. And Steve receiving a standing ovation here despite it is an empty stadium.
There's no COVID here.
Absolutely a perfect moment for him. After that clever work, that clever play. I mean, we saw him make a similar, supply a similar creation in the first leg. Looking at the way he cut back inside the defender, swaying them all to the right, creating this empty space for Musa Baro to just tap home. That was a brilliant, assist and a brilliant goal there by Musa Baro, John.
Yes, all credit to Steve. First of all, he made the sprint to beat the defenders, held his ground against these tough defenders that I've spoke of, made the turn, and has a possible third. He made that turn and had the presence of mind not to go for individual glory, knowing what is at stake, to tee off Musa Baro to just have a tap in. So all the praise has to go on Steve for his unselfish teamwork where he produced that goal.
But where the pass came from, the goalkeeper brilliantly releasing the ball and spotting the run of Bubakar Steve Traore.
Yes, I'm not sure if he was trying to clear the ball because the ball came in, went back and then came back in. But what I've been saying is the longer the game goes, there will be more opportunities of counter-attacking like this one because they will commit more men forward and there might even be a third goal in this game, whether it's for us or for them.
Gabon did an opportunity. Shot straight into the hands of Modi Job.
Yeah, absolutely, John. Looking at the defensive setup today, we are seeing a more different, approach, a more different movement within the pair of Boa Job, Boa Sane and Umar Kohli. They seem to be more focused today compared to the first game.
They were usually the starting back two of the Gambia. So maybe their cohesiveness had eroded a bit because one wasn't playing or they were not playing together. Buba Sane, he's had a very bad game, we have to say, in Gabon. He's came back to prove his worth to the national team. He's made some crucial tackles. He's made interceptions, and he's been there. He hasn't been found wanting. He hasn't hidden behind his players, and that's just something commendable. We all know about the leadership qualities and the calmness of Omar Kohli. He gives you the same thing day in, day out. He's always the same player. So together, these two are definitely players that definitely needs to be commended for the way they have handled maybe one of the best strikers in the world right now.
Absolutely. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang kept quiet in this game by Omar Kohli. And there is another opportunity. The Gabonese goalkeeper struggling with the back passes. Offside there. It's 2-0. It's happening here at the Independence Stadium. The Gambia going back, top of the group. If things stays like this, and certainly we hope it's going to stay like this.
It's going to stay like this because we only have 5 minutes on the clock right now. If any injury time is going to be added on. Here comes the Gabonese, number 8, trying to get the better of Job, their new entrance, and into the Gambia's half. But the players very much watchful of what the running and the turning with a confused Aubameyang on the pitch here, not knowing what the Gambia was holding in store for him. And he must be shocked right now. And I think he might have been, regretted his tweets earlier on that went viral in trying to paint the Gambia as a name, as a country that's not very courteous, and the manner in which we treat our guests more.
I think that was just part of the, what do you play? What do you call it? What does Mourinho do? That's what he tried to do with us, but we were it backfired. The mind games. He tried to play the mind games.
They can't distract us.
Distract us. Being prepared to come on there. But in the meantime, the Gabonese have a free kick in a very decent position.
He's just,
defending needs to be top-notch, concentration.
Sats are behind. Don't be surprised if it goes for a goal from this distance. It comes.
The second ball is the most important.
Second ball.
There we go. And here's a chance for a counter-attack if we can get out. If we can get out. No play. Counter. That was a clear foul.
Yes, and John, talking about what recently happened, the timing of the arrival of the Gabonese team into the country, don't you think that is also playing a part here? Knowing what is at stake, usually the Gambia traveled like 2-3 days before the game, and Gabon had to wait until this morning to fly into Banjul.
Well, I guess that was of their own doing because there was no restrictions for them not to be here before that and get things in place. What happened at the airport was quite unfortunate. I don't wish it to happen to the Gambian team or any other nation for that matter, but it was unfortunate. I wish they had just cooperated with the authorities who claimed that they were not handing forth there's Aubameyang, a frustrated figure. So these definitely have issues because you fly for 5 hours and then you don't have enough sleep. It definitely works in our advantage.
Absolutely. Gabon.
Number 19 coming on for
Making another substitution.
Andre Poku, 17. Well cleared by Omar Kohli out there. 17, really not happy with himself and the scoreline. Well captured there on our cameras. We have few minutes on the clock. And officially, could be 3 minutes. Yes, officially on the clock because we know that, at least, but wide. Farmer was talking about the timing of the Gabonese, arrival into the Banjul, into Banjul, and of course, most suggested that it's of their making. Yes, they were at liberty. They had the money to hire their own jet, fly into the country as they flew into Europe, from Europe to Libreville to play this game. Decided to come into the very wee hours of Sunday night, midnight, and of course, the ordeal they went through is their normal protocol for us in this COVID period. Even if the excuse that we've been hearing is that the Gambia's travel advice to the world is that anyone traveling into the Gambia should have a 72-hour valid, COVID certificate. But that, to me, doesn't apply to anyone coming into the country for any contact sport. Of course, we have the continental body in CAF with all the advisories and protocols given to all countries to observe. The Gambia within their very right to suggest that with the manner in which the Gabonese arrive into the country, to be suspicious of their test and order a test before they come and invest everyone in this country. We are within our rights to stand our ground and suggest that you must be tested. So if they are found to be wanting in that corner, that is their whole. But what I'm disappointed with mostly is the continental bodies stance without coming out tooth and nail and condemning what Gabon did, because we all need to respect various countries and our laws, and they fail to do that as the goal is hoovering into the Gambia's goal mouth, which Gabon hopefully were trying to get a consolation goal in here. Hopefully not. 8 with the ball. He tried to bypass his man, blocked there. But it is Job, a free kick to Gabon, Gambia's number 17. Modu.
A very promising position. They will hopefully trying to get that consolation goal, but the Gambian defense is very solid.
Yeah.
They are very composed compared to the shaky first half we saw in Gabon.
We were kind of not too so of our timing, but it seems like we are in line with the timing of the fourth official. We have 2 minutes plus additional time to go here at the Independence Stadium. This is a free kick to Gabon. Dennis Bouanga to take it. He's making up his mind. We have a lot of white sat in the box there. Aubameyang is one of them. It comes into the area. High one. Header on the scene. They've got what they've been looking for.
They've got one back.
And this could be the consolation goal.
Back in the game. It's Ekwele Manga, the powerful defender, towering above the Gambian defense, connecting with Bouanga's free kick to give Gabon some bit of hope in this game. As Ton Sanfe throws his final dice, Adama Jame coming on for Musa Baro.
Well, definitely the mood has changed, but we're still in a winning position and we just have to close out the game. Yes. I'm sure concentration levels dropped for a bit because that was a totally free header. It was powered in and nobody was marking him. This cannot be the norm. They have to keep the game the way it is until the final whistle is blown.
Absolutely. Some nervy few moments here. The Gabonese forced back. Long ball. Didier Ndong.
Okay. Fight for it.
Cross comes in into the box.
Back.
Oh, it's brilliantly defended there. I think Pamodu Jan did very well, or rather it's Pamodu Jan to stop the Gabonese player
4 minutes on the clock
from what was going to be a free header.
Yes, we still have 4 minutes to play. The 45 minutes have been expired. We have a very nervy 4 minutes. The nerviest 4 minutes in Gambian football history to date. We hold on, as you see Steve Trawale in the front of the camera. We hold on and we stand a good stead. We're 90% into AFCON 2021 in Cameroon. But we need 4 more minutes of total concentration and hard work.
Absolutely. We need the ball up there in the Gabonese territory, far from our goal mouth. We have a free kick and the goalkeeper is coming off his line to take the free kick. It's going to be a long one for second. Into the Gambian area, headed by Nuha Sonko. Keep the ball. Free kick.
Yeah, I think they can use moments like this, to just kill the timing of the game. They need to play the North African trick here. The Egyptians, the Moroccans, the Tunisians, they usually know how to kill the time of the game in situations like this, in moments like this, whenever they are leading. And you use moments like this to try to frustrate the opponent team. You can see that is going to take a bit of the time, a bit of the additional time there, before the referee can do. You can see the officials, they are trying to separate the two teams. The Escanian words, they are the French and the English. Probably using the local languages, the Gambia, because I heard some of them. I heard Omar Koli telling Pamod Jan in the first game, Pamod, kaifi, when he was about to take a throw. So the Gabonese will not understand that language. Probably if you used English, they might understand.
Abdoulaye Diallo back on his feet. Some discussions they are going on.
more footballers are known to be very, very big actors. And you tell me about it, they're full of tricks under their sleeves. And all that they want to do is that fool. And even the public watching, they want to fool us.
Yeah, but I never did that, Mo, so I wouldn't. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I have to be because we are being attacked here. No, the reality is at this point in the game, no need to rush anything. If you get a foul, take your time to get up. Nobody's going to be sent off or the game is not going to be lost because you didn't play it fast enough to the opponent's satisfaction.
Still, the Gambia leading by 2-0 here at the Independence Stadium. Gabon perhaps with their final attack of the game.
We are in the 49th minute of the game. Abdoulaye
Diallo Jamano.
What a pass.
Long pass.
Come on, just fight for it. Just have their cena. Have their cena. I'm speaking the colloquial language, but that's just my instinct and the passion. Is that a corner kick for us? All right, now we have to keep them there.
Absolutely. Quickly taking.
Pressure, pressure. By my watch, we have about 30 seconds left in this match before the end of the 4th minute.
Free kick.
Another foul on Didier Ndong. He tries to take it quickly, but the referee won't let him. A yellow card is brandished, yep.
The final attack of the game for the Gabonese.
Time's up. Time is up.
Anxious moment for those watching us within and outside of the Gambia.
We have now entered the 50th minute of the game, which means that this will be probably the last action of this game. So total concentration against paramount.
They scored from a set piece.
Oh, the different one.
And it's the provider of that goal again with the set piece. Boanga.
Come on, Mohamed. Nda!
The ball comes into the box, headed by Omar Koli. Throw anywhere would do for the Scorpions as the clock takes towards the final whistle. It's so close. Yes. Pamodu Jan in no hurry to take that throw. The captain of the Scorpions with the dreadlocks. The Scorpions of the Gambia.
Let's keep our discipline. Let's keep our discipline.
By 2 goals.
Let's keep our discipline.
Reclaiming top spot in Group D of the AFCON qualifiers. It has been a long wait, but the match continues. And it is happening. 7 points. Top of Group D. 2 more games to go. Modijan, Musa Baro, and Famara Baji.
It's all good. We are all good.
My goodness me.
All right, MS. MS, I've always said that this was our best chance as a footballing nation.
Obama disappears the tunnel, Modijan. He's been
obviously disappointed. Yeah, and he stays isolated.
And he walks isolated towards the tunnel.
This crop of Gambian players, viewers, you guys have to recognize these names.